Once upon a time in a kingdom far, far away, there lived a beautiful queen who was obsessed with her looks. She spent hours every day staring at her reflection in the Grand Cheval mirror, admiring her flawless skin, her rosy lips, and her shining hair. But one day, while she was preening before the glass, the queen noticed something strange. Her reflection wasn't showing her face, but something else, something dark and twisted. Terrified, she screamed, "What is this?" The mirror seemed to hear her and replied in a voice like shattering glass. "This is your true heart, O queen. It reflects not your beauty, but your soul." Confused and frightened by the talking mirror, the queen quickly shut the door and locked it, hoping it would never speak again. But as days turned into weeks, the queen couldn't stop thinking about what the mirror had said. She missed her vanity, her daily dose of admiring her looks, and most of all, she wanted to know if what the mirror had shown was indeed her true heart. Was she really such a bad person? Had she been so caught up in her own beauty that she had neglected her soul? Overwhelmed with worry, the queen decided to confront the mirror once more. She called for her servants and ordered them to bring the mirror to a chamber. Once it was placed before her, she began to question it. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, show me my heart. Show me my soul." But instead of showing her dark reflection, the mirror remained blank. Just when the queen was about to lose hope and leave, the mirror suddenly flashed and the queen gasped. There, she saw not her face, but a small bird trapped inside the glass, desperately flapping its wings and chirping sadly. "Why am I trapped here?" cried the bird. The queen, filled with sympathy, replied, "I'm sorry, little bird. But you're stuck inside the magic mirror because I wish to see my true heart. Perhaps I have been too focused on my appearance and haven't been kind enough to others. I promise to be better. Please, forgive me and set me free." Touched by the queen's words, the bird calmed down and replied, "Your heart is pure, oh, queen, and I can sense it. However, it is hidden under layers of vanity and selfishness. To break the spell, you must show genuine kindness to others without expecting anything in return. Only then will your heart shine through." With that, the bird vanished, and the mirror went blank once more. Determined to break the spell and become a better person, the queen started performing acts of kindness around the kingdom. She donated gold to the poor, helped orphans find new homes, and even forgave those who had wronged her. But as the days passed and the mirror still showed no sign of revealing her heart, the queen grew impatient and frustrated. She began to feel that her efforts weren't enough, and secretly she still longed to see her beautiful reflection. One day, while walking through the palace gardens, the queen came across a group of servants picking flowers. She joined them and said, "I want you all to pick the most beautiful flowers you can find and bring them to my chambers. I want to make a beautiful crown for myself." The servants were delighted to be included in such an exciting task. They picked the finest roses, lilies and daisies, and presented them to the queen. But when the queen started weaving the flowers into a crown for herself, she noticed that they were wilted. Furious, she turned to the servants and shouted, "Why are the flowers wilting? Don't you know how precious these are to me?" One of the servants, a young girl named Alara, stepped forward and replied, "I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but the flowers are thirsty. They need water to stay fresh." The queen thought for a moment. She knew that if she watered the flowers, they would indeed perk up. But then she wouldn't have a beautiful crown. And how could she admire her reflection without it? So she turned back to the servants and said, "Never mind, the flowers are too much trouble. Throw them away and get some new ones tomorrow." Disappointed, the servants did as they were told. When the queen looked into the mirror that night, she saw a snake coiled around her heart, hissing and dripping venom. Frightened by the sight, she called out to the mirror, "What does this mean? Is this my punishment for being unkind?" The mirror replied, "The snake represents your vanity and selfishness. As long as you continue to think only of yourself, your heart will remain imprisoned." The queen realized that the mirror was right. She had used the servants to make a crown for herself, but hadn't even asked them if they were busy or had other tasks to complete. She had only thought of herself and her own desires. Overwhelmed with guilt, the queen immediately called for Elara. When the young servant girl entered the room, the queen apologized for her behavior and asked for forgiveness. She explained, "You were right, Elara. I've been too self-absorbed and haven't been treating others with kindness. Please, help me change." Touched by the queen's sincerity, Elara forgave her and suggested an idea. "Your Majesty, why don't you ask someone else to wear the crown you wanted to make? This way, you will be helping someone else look beautiful and feel appreciated." The queen loved the idea. She helped Elara decorate the crown and then placed it on the head of a young maid who was to attend the upcoming royal ball. The maid was overjoyed. She thanked the queen and rushed to get ready for the party. As the queen watched her go, she felt a sense of happiness and fulfillment she had never experienced before. She realized that making someone else happy could bring her just as much joy as pleasing herself. Looking into the mirror that night, she saw a beautiful flower blooming in her chest, radiating warmth and light. Relieved and overjoyed, the queen understood that breaking the curse was worth more than just seeing her reflection. From that day on, the queen became known throughout the land as the kindest and most generous ruler. She continued to perform acts of charity and always remembered to put others before herself. Although her own beauty eventually faded with time, her legacy of kindness lived on forever. As for the magical mirror, it remained in the castle, waiting for the next person who would dare to ask it a question. Many years later, a young princess, known for her vanity and selfishness, came across the mirror. Looking into it, she saw not her face, but her true heart, which was cold and hard like a stone. Determined to break the mirror's spell and see her reflection, the princess began performing acts of kindness. But as she only did it to get her beauty back, her heart remained unchanged. The mirror showed her a thorny rosebush, reminding her that true kindness comes from within. The princess was confused and didn't know what to do. Just then, Elara, the old servant girl, who had become the queen's close friend, entered the room. Seeing the troubled princess, she asked, "What's wrong, Your Highness? Are you sad because the mirror won't show you your reflection?" The princess poured her heart out to Elara, telling her about the rosebush and how she could understand what she needed to do to change. Elara listened patiently and then said, "The mirror doesn't show your reflection because it sees your heart, not your face. You say you want to be kind, but you only do it to get your beauty back. If you truly want to break the spell, you must be kind because it makes you happy, not because of any reward you might get in return." The princess thought about Elara's words and realized that she had been doing good deeds for the wrong reasons. Determined to change, the princess hugged Elara and said, "I'm sorry, I wasn't kind to you before. From now on, I want to be a good person because it makes me feel good, not because of any reward." As soon as the princess finished speaking, the rose bush in the mirror blossomed into a beautiful red rose, its petals soft and inviting. Overjoyed, the princess knew that Elara was right. True kindness came from within, and that was something far more valuable than just a pretty face.